Hey everyone, it's Leanne. Welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a tag video. So this is the Moody Book Tag, and this was originated by Brittany at the Slanted Spines. So question number 1, do you consider yourself a mood reader? For the most part, I would say yes. This is the first year that I've started to really stick to what I plan on reading. Number 2, do you set TBRs and do you stick to them? I set TBRs every month, every day. Like I said, normally I always veered off of it and did something else because I was moody about my reading. This has been the first year that I've really not forced myself, but just for some reason I've really just wanted to stick to the plan that I made. Maybe that's learning more what I like to read and what I'm in the mood for, but so far it's working out pretty well. Number 3, do books affect you emotionally? Does the mood of a book rub off on you? This is something that only happens when there's something sad in the book. Regardless of how it makes me feel, I do love when a book has me thinking about it for days after. So yes, I guess I do like when they rub off on me, and that does happen when it's a really good book. Number 4, when you're feeling sad, what do you read or do you not read at all? I don't like to put rules on my life when I'm sad. I will do whatever I'm in the mood for, which could be nothing, reading, watching TV, maybe painting or drawing or planning a trip, which even if I'm not going anywhere, just researching and planning a trip always seems to put me in a better mood. Number 5, do you most often use reading for escape, to learn, or to critically reflect? I use reading as a form of entertainment. I'm not here for an agenda or anything like that. I use it purely to go into somebody else's world and live there for a little while. Number 6, what is a book that made you laugh out loud? I immediately thought of A Polaroid Guy Living in a Snapchat World by David Spade. He narrated this book. It was an Audible exclusive a couple years ago, and it had me laughing so much of the time. Maybe that was also because it kind of, it's a little bit more relating to being older and newer technology and things like that, but it was hilarious. Number 7, what is a book that has made you cry, or if you don't cry, has emotionally moved you? I recently talked about this book. This was 28 Summers by Ellen Hildebrand. This was a 5-star read for me. I love the book, but when I was getting toward the end and I kind of knew the end was near, I had to pause the book and wait till I got in my car to finish listening to it because I knew I was just gonna cry my eyes out on the way home. Luckily, although I did cry my eyes out, luckily it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Number 8, what is a book that you don't even know how you felt about? I'm going to say this was If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. I read this in 2018, and I'm going to read you my Goodreads review for it. I was super interested in reading this book. After all, I always side with the villains. However, I was pretty disappointed with this book. I did not realize that Shakespeare was going to be such a large part of this book, and I struggled to get through most of it. A lot of the plot and story was predictable, if not boring, and by the last twist of the book, I was like, who cares? The only parts I really enjoyed were Oliver talking to Colburn. I wish that had gotten more time. If Oliver had explained more of the past with Colburn, instead of taking us back and dragging us through the details of the history, it would have been better. I reserve a 1-star rating for books I really hated and or am mad about after I'm done. This wasn't that book, but it wasn't anything else either. Meh. Number 9, are you more likely to read on a sunny day or a cloudy day? I am more likely to read every day. My ideal is an autumn day in the park, Shaded by a tree while the sun is shining and the leaves are falling all around me. That is my perfect reading day. Number 10, do you set the mood while you're reading? Put on music, light candles, have certain scents, etc. No, reading is my motivation. I don't need to have foreplay to read a book. Number 11, can you jump from book to book, or do you need a buffer in between? Usually if I'm reading something more intense, or I've been reading the same genre for a while, I like to switch up to a different genre or maybe something lighter, just to, cleanse the palate and be able to move back into that genre or onto something else. So that's it. That's the tag. If anyone is interested, I tag you. You're it. Please do it. If you don't have a YouTube channel, please write your comments, your answers below. I would love to see your responses. And until next time, I'll see you.